What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Today I'm going to be telling you guys my thoughts on 240 FPS, what the difference is, and how I think it improves your gameplay when you switch. Also, how it improved my gameplay, how many more wins I got, things like that. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, starting off from the beginning, I am going to start at 30 FPS, then I'm going to go to 60 FPS, and since YouTube they cap it at 60 FPS, you won't actually be able to see it, but hopefully you guys will be able to see the difference of how I'm building and how much easier it feels. So first things first, I am going to move to 30 FPS. I can barely move, it feels really weird. You guys probably won't be able to see, but it's like it's really slow, and you can't really see, like, if I can't do quick edits or anything, like I'm editing my wall. Like, this is what Nintendo Switch players are on, so if you play on Nintendo Switch, I would really suggest making a switch to something a bit higher, just because, like, I feel like I'm half decent at building and I cannot do anything here. So let's swap down and do 60 FPS. Yeah, that was just torture. Move it like that. So here, 60 FPS for anybody who's just a decent gamer. It's half decently smooth. It doesn't feel great. Like, you're not gonna win any World Cups on it, but at the same time, if it's what you got, it's what you got, and it's honestly not that bad. This is what everybody on Xbox, PlayStation are playing. Also, people with 30 hertz monitors, they're also playing on 60 hertz or FPS. Hertz basically is how many FPS your monitor can actually show you. So if you have something putting out 300 FPS, but you can only see, or your monitor can only show you so much of that, it will not be very good. So this is half decent. Like, I can still somewhat edit. Like, it's not great. Like, it's really hard. But for the average player, this is just fine. Like, you're not going to, as I said, win any World Cups, but if you just want to chill with your friends, this is great. Now, here we're going to switch to 120 FPS. This is where you get into the gaming aspect. You can get some monitors that are 120 FPS. They're really hard to find. Normally they're 144 or 165 if you're going for a high hertz monitor. If you are playing on the new iPad, I believe you can get 120 FPS. This feels pretty smooth. Like, it's not perfect, but at the same time, I can't feel a huge difference. Like, I can still do my double edits like that. When I'm doing like quick flicks or something like that, not that I do flicks very often, but if I go like that, it like kind of feels a little bit weird because I'm so used to 180, 250, things like that. 250, 240. So yeah, 120, it's pretty good. As you can see, I can do a lot more on it. And if you're a new player to a lot of games, this will be a huge jump. You'll feel your gaming go very, very well. Anyway, let's get into the next column, which is 144. Now this is really where you start getting into the competitive gaming kind of thing. Ooh, and I screwed up my edit. This is where you get into your competitive gaming. It feels really smooth. It's smooth enough that you're able to do basically anything. I know Clicks was playing on this for a long time. I can really do anything. It doesn't feel as smooth as 240, but at the same time, it feels really smooth. And you guys gotta remember, I'm not the best player at Fortnite. I play other games as well, Forza, things like that. That's what I'm applying decently. So I can still do most things. I'm not cracked by any means, but I hope you guys can tell the difference between 30 FPS and 144. Now this is where you get into the higher resolution monitors and things like this. Will be, I believe, 165, 160, 165. 165, I'll just do that. I'll skip 160 because 5 frames really doesn't do much. This, it feels just a little bit smoother. Again, it's basically the same thing, but it is technically a higher resolution, so you will be able to see just a little bit more frames than you would of 144, but really for an extra $150 to $200, if that's the case, it's not really worth it. Anyway, this monitor, if you get one that's 165, you will be totally fine. Yeah, so what I normally play on is 165 to 180. I started off at 144 when I got this monitor. It is a 240 hertz monitor. I thought, well, my PC can do a lot of frames, so I thought might as well get the best. So here we're going to switch to 180. I feel this is the same as around 200. Like, it feels pretty similar. Once you get up here, it's really smooth, and sometimes it'll be hard to control your actions, but at the same time, it's pretty good. You have to get the right sensitivity as well. When you switch over, you will have to get different sensitivities, as the normal sensitivity really does not cut it for higher res. As soon as I switched to it to higher resolution, my sensitivity actually felt horrible. It felt really, really slow because I was now seeing the more frames. So if it just feels slow for you, just look up good settings for 240 hertz on controller, or if you're on PC, same thing. So yeah, moving on to 200 FPS. Now 200 FPS, oh, I'm not quite getting 200 FPS right now. Not completely sure why. But 200 FPS is basically the same as anything else you would really do. It's really the same as 180. This is pretty good. Now, my PC can sometimes do 240, but at the same time, it's really not, it's not something you need. Like, Booga, Mongrel, all these people, they need it because they're doing all these crazy stuff. But really, it's not a big deal. So here's 240, this is my biggest one. It feels the same. It says right now I'm just hitting 190. Oh, I hit 210 there. So like, I'm really fluctuating around the 200 range right now, but I have gotten all the way up to 300-400. It honestly depends on a lot of things. My ping is actually really good right now, so it feels a lot better than normal 190, 200. But yeah, 240, basically, once you're there, you're really good. Now, Fortnite recently added 360. Now, obviously, my monitor can't do that, but I know a lot of people, like Asus, just released another one, so I can go onto 360, but really, I don't feel much difference. A lot of people will suggest putting your, so let's say you have a 60 hertz monitor, put it on 120. If you have a 120, put it on 140, just because if you drop a frame, you'll still see it, since it's you have 100 frames higher. Since I have a 240, technically I should be playing on 360, but if I drop a frame at 240 or 180, honestly, it's not the end of the world. Since I'm still getting so many frames, if I drop a couple frames, it's not the end of the world. Now, on to Unlimited. You really shouldn't play with this because it'll be really fluctuating between normal times and in games, so I wouldn't play on this unless you're just trying to test how much your PC can do. Now, this, I'm getting a lot of fluctuation, so it's a little bit hard to play, but at the same time, it's super smooth. It works really well. But yeah. So anyway, that is my thoughts on 240 FPS and all the other FPSs in between. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this helped you in any way, please share it with your friends. Comment down below what you want to see in future videos. I have another video coming out fairly soon. Anyway, stay tuned for the next video. Peace out. Bye guys. Thank you very much for watching.